Remember yesterday we found information from the text about first the homeland, but also about each aspect of culture. I'm writing about how the homeland shaped religion. You are writing about how their homeland shaped either clothing, shelter, or food and drink. So as I model how to do this for religion, you're thinking about the way that you can do it for your aspect. So remember, my topic is beliefs, values, and religion. And the question that we're answering is, how did the Nez Perce homeland shape or sustain this aspect of Nez Perce lifestyle or culture? So this is my first part. What details in the text show how it did that? So I came up with 2 points yesterday. You are going to do the same. Or you did the same, and I gave you back your exit ticket with the information or the feedback on there. So I want you to take a second to look at your exit ticket and review that information. On your evidence organizer, 7B, you're going to write down those 2 sentences that I gave you or suggested. So remember, I am going to say that the homeland was the setting for the stories the Nez Perce shared. And that the Nez Perce had a close spiritual connection with the land. Write your 2 down. Now that I have my 2 points, I need to find evidence and I need to elaborate. So, evidence. I'm going to figure out how did the details in the text show this? I can either use a quote, I can paraphrase, or I can retell in my own words. So I'm going to go back to those handouts where I highlighted my information. And remember, this is a pretty long piece of information about their homeland and how it was influenced. So I'm going to paraphrase it in my own words. So the homeland was the setting. So the Nez Perce told a story of creation when Coyote defeated a monster cut it into pieces and scattered it throughout Idaho. Now they want to know the source, so the paragraph number where the evidence is found. This is found in Handout 5A. It is called Legend Times, and it is paragraph 1. Then elaboration. What does this evidence show about how the Nez Perce homeland shaped or helped sustain this way of life? So by telling stories like this, I know that the story of the coyote explains the way that the homeland created their beliefs, their teachings, and their practical information. So without the homeland, they wouldn't have these stories. So I'm going to go ahead and take a second and elaborate on this text. So I said that this piece of evidence that I chose it explains that the homeland was so important to them. They told stories of how it came to be. They used these stories to share their beliefs and to teach their values. The second point that I'm making is that the Nez Perce had a close spiritual connection with the land. And that's the exact wording that they used in Handout 6E. So I'm going to explain a little more about how their philosophy is one of equality, and they honor the environment. So the Nimipu belief system honors the environment. I'm going to quote this directly, so I'm going to put quotes. The Nimipu belief system honors the environment. And there's still text after that I'm not quoting, so I have to put a ... to finish. And this comes from Handout 6E, which is called Spirituality. And that quote comes from paragraph 2. So now I have to elaborate again. How does this evidence show that the homeland shaped or helped sustain? So I'm going to explain how this proves my point. So I explained that this evidence shows that the homeland was important to the Nez Perce, so they shaped their religion around taking care of and honoring that land. I want you to go ahead and fill out Handout 7B for your topic and your pieces of evidence.